Sir, I'll turn it on in 5 minutes.
Okay, next group. Who are in the next group? Next, relationship between occupation and training. Group
It doesn't mean present.
2, 5, and 8. Okay, like it has to be reminded, and then this is how our time management is going to be poor. Okay, 2, 5, and 8. That was 2 is Bivov and Osis, Leon and Ogrima, Razvir and Niharika. So
Wait, sir. Okay, Majun. We need to wait for Rajvi and Viva.
you're waiting for them.
Yes.
This is how, like I told you, our
One second,
now.
sir. I'll check.
Those who are late for the class, sometimes I might have to start marking you absent. Okay, normally if it's 3 to 5 minutes, the room will be itself closed. They will not be able to be entering if they coming late.
Sir, Viva is the only one left.
Good morning, sir. Again.
Okay, after 5 minutes, the entry will be stopped. Okay, so
Can
please
everyone hear
try to
me?
log in on. Yes.
Okay, I can't hear anyone.
Okay, so what happened? No presentation?
So we have the presentation ready.
And then when are you going to present? Next
We
class?
were
Viva joined. Don't worry, Rajvi. If you can't hear us, still wait.
so can I share my screen?
Yeah, that's what we have been waiting from before, and then like it's been too late.
Hello everyone, I am Niharika.
I am Leon.
I am Agrima.
And I am Ashish.
Today we are going to uh, present it on relationship between occupation and training. Practice does not make perfect, and hard working practice makes perfect. By Venice Lombard.
Table of content. 1. Occupation. 2. Training. 3. Relationship between training and occupation. 4. Quiz.
1. Occupation. Occupations refers to any activity that serves people for regular source of livelihood. Occupation is a person's usual or principal work or business, especially as a means of earning a living. Most of the occupations in Nepal revolves around construction, education, edu- mm, medical, agriculture and forestry, public service, and etc.
Rajvi, your part.
Um, wait. I can hear no one. What is happening?
Razvi, say your part.
Why can't I? Well, I'm just going to say this blindly then. Training is teaching or developing in oneself or others and any skills and knowledge or fitness that relate to specific useful competencies. Training has specific goals of improving one's capability, capacity, productivity, and performance. In other words, training refers to gaining of knowledge, skills, and all kinds of competencies through the teaching of various vocational or practical skills and knowledge. Training helps people gain specific and essential competencies that improve various attributes such as capability, capacity, creativity, productivity, efficiency, and performance.
Relationship between training and occupation. Training helps an individual to obtain new skills and experiences and also build their career and become self dependent. Training is necessary for all kinds of occupation. For example, without the necessary training in medical science, an individual cannot be a good doctor, skilled nurse, chemist, etc. If someone is willing to adopt the occupation of carpentry, needs to have the skills of measurement, cutting, painting, etc. For an individual to excel in any occupation, training is very important. There is higher level occupation, medium level occupation, and primary level occupation. And for different level of occupation, you need appropriate training. In this regard, there is a very close relationship between occupation and training.
Quiz. 1. What do you mean by occupation? Purvi.
Occupation is a job or work to earn livelihood.
Yes, correct.
What is training? Adyan.
Training is a necessary skill required for a job or a occupation.
Explain about
Correct.
explain about the
Explain about the relationship between training and occupation.
Anyone else?
Purvi.
Uh, Without occupation, no, without training, an individual cannot do any occupation because uh, if we are not known about what is that occupation about, how it is done, anyone can't perform any occupation.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And just keep the presentation on the screen itself. Okay, Grimmy, just be presenting because I also want to wrap up from my side, whatever is possible, looking at the time itself. Okay, so our main objective here was based on like relationship between training and occupation. Okay, that was the main objective. That's what was they were supposed to do the most of the findings. However, they did explain about training and to some extent occupation. We can take it as a repetition or a review, but try to it's better if we try to focus on the main objective because uh, just work for time management. Okay, I know that you guys need to research to it's difficult for those who have the second and third objective, because sometimes second and third objective are linked with the first objective, and if you don't understand the first objective, it is difficult to make the do the research of second and third objective. Okay, I can understand that. And it's not that always group A will get will be in group A, and then you are always doing, you can see it has been mixed right now, right? All the way group E came also ahead, group D also came ahead. Sometimes it will be from that side also, so that every time you will not be the one, not group A only will not be the one to get the easy topic. If it is like, if it goes objective wise based on the lesson. Okay, if it's just types of classification or anything, they're almost same level. Okay, now they have explained it very clearly about the relationship between training and occupation, showing the concept. I think it has been very clear, like why is really like training required for any occupation. Even the teachers need training at times. You can see like last year when the online classes had to begin because of COVID, teacher had to get trained to on learn to run the class through virtual medium, using Zoom, using Google Meet, or using Google Classroom, right? Along with that, using all our different Google's. We have all this product of Google Document, Google Spreadsheet, everything, Google Slides, to everything. This were the additional things that was normally like taught. Was Bivan here before?
Yes, but he left.
I don't know how many times living and coming. He was not here before. Okay, now only he just came. Okay, like late entry will not be allowed. Okay, Bivan, why are you late?
Sir, there is no net at my home and I just recharge and I'm using data.
Okay, okay, so let's continue with this. So that was really required for the teachers to get trained. If, like in case of some of the schools, like government schools, you saw they were not even starting. Even if the teachers were trained, it was difficult to run the online classes, because normally the students who are studying in government schools, we think they're studying there because maybe of the fee structure, and that means they might not be able to afford normally the internet and the devices. Okay, that's why also they didn't run on time. And whereas even some private schools were not able to run online classes, either because the teachers were not trained well to run the classes on time, or either like students were also not having the devices. Even in some private schools, they don't have the devices, except uh, I think schools, special schools to let's say they say as special what Visista Sreni or special something in English. I just forgot that. Okay, after that A B C D, that's how the grading is done to the schools. So based on that, maybe most of those like good schools like itself Rajarshi Gurukul, you can just go to other schools itself, Rato Bangla, ULN, Small P, maybe they started on time. Others also they started, I think. Okay, but from my perspective, I was just observing, and slowly later on other schools started. Okay, St. Xavier School also started little late even than St. Mary's, I think. Okay, even their online classes were late than even. Okay, it's because the either teachers were not trained. Okay, so you can see training is really needed, because sometimes things change with time. We have to be updated based on 21st century what we need. Whatever skills we had in the past might not be enough right now. Nowadays most of the teachers like don't have to be teaching so much tuition or anything. Why? Because one of the reason is students itself can understand from YouTube when they search itself. Then why is the need of all the tutors? So it is replacing, you can see most of them, most of the things are replacing itself. So then we need training, means the teacher, those who have been teaching, maybe they'll have to get a little more training to keep videos in YouTube, to even like to work out that way at times, if it works. Because if one doesn't keep, the others will keep it, isn't it? So all these trainings are needed, same way for teaching, same way for other jobs also. You need training with time. The things like technology change, even marketing or anything you have to sell, things are going digital. They need to understand the way how the digital marketing works, okay, using the social medias. Maybe in the past email was working. These days maybe even email marketing doesn't work well because people might not be reading the email. In the past maybe people were going home to do door to door marketing, but that way it is very time consuming. Things change with time and people have to be trained. Whatever they learn uh, in the 1990s might not work now in 21st century.
Sir, I was able to fix my audio problem, but I am not currently being able to fix my camera problem.
Okay. Leon, your screen is also coming black.
Is
Okay,
it?
so that's why we need
Can you not?
training. So yes, Leon.
Can you not see me, sir?
Yeah, I can see you now.
Okay.
So that's the connection between training and occupation. Means training is really needed for any occupation or any employment. Like to do any occupation, you really need training first. Like see to like Agrima told, like others also told that they need those particular skills to do the job. So that's it about training. Now next topic about the that's it about the relation. So the
Sir, can I stop sharing?
yes, next group, importance of training in occupation, group C. So in groups,
So we have already presented.
group C did at first. Okay, yeah. Group C did at first and group one, right? Okay. So it means we have finished with this. Only one group was left. If not, we could have finished on that day itself. Okay, now so we have the questions there, 1, 2, and 3. I didn't keep 3 immediately because I told we have to try to go in order when the objectives are there. Okay, when it's group wise, we have divided based on objectives. Then we have to see, we have to go serially. So do you have any question based on this? Now let's go and see the last one, importance of training once again.
So do I have to present?
Yeah, you can show on the screen if you have the slide over there.
Okay, sir.
Just to review once again so that they feel it went serially, okay? And there's not much confusion. So importance of training in occupation is also same thing, like based on what we told right now while doing the connection. Like it gives us skills, okay, of for performing any occupation. And similarly, like when you are trained, then you can work faster. Like some of the teachers might be they're facing difficulty in going with the course speed because maybe because they are lacking technical skills, because they are taking so much time, and right now so much technology is required while teaching. And then when it's totally lectured at times, those some of the students are very good listeners, but some of them don't understand while listening only. They have to see something visually on the screen. And that's what, like I just told, just be presenting at least the thing which we are talking. So importance of training, can you go to that slide? Yeah, just okay, so that some of them will be understanding what is written there exactly. Okay, so that's why we just want to make sure everyone's multiple intelligence is more or less catered. Like the teacher is speaking, at the same time you are saying something visually at least. Okay, and we are working as a team where teacher is not trying to do all the things for you, because you are the ones itself. You will learn, see wonderful presentations. You have been even if you're using from other like templates, at least you're seeing and you're exploring them. Okay, you will keep on learning, and later on you'll make very good presentations. Okay, that's why also it really gives you a good practice. So these trainings are really required because it increases the productivity of the workers. Like the way is like people tend to work faster when they are trained. Okay, if they're not trained, it takes time for them to explore and learn, or either some of them cannot even explore. From where to explore also, they have no ideas. Some of them they can start exploring. Nowadays, you guys are very good in exploring. I think you can easily explore, research. You've been learning all these research skills. You have internet. You have search. You have search engines like Google, okay, YouTube. To anything you can search and find out most of the answers yourself. The main thing is the teacher needs to give you the concept only. fact or anything, you can easily find it so quickly that later in the future you don't even need to have a very good teacher in a college level when you are trained itself during the school level, when you have a very good base. Okay, that you can do it independently, even some most of the topics. Okay, some of them, in spite of going to the college for regular, also they might fail, but some of them, because of the maybe good base, they can just work independently and score good grades. So that increases the productivity because of training as well. And next one, it is going to it is going to improve the quality of the goods and services when the people are trained. Means whatever goods have been produced, they will be better. Like if they're trained in cooking, like let's say they're in a hotel, if they're trained properly, then they are going to cook very good dishes. Or even any bakery items or any grocery or whatever they have to make, if they're trained well, then better goods can be produced. Okay, not only food items, you can talk about different other items, handicraft items, to anything. More training, better they'll be working. And finally, like it gives the leadership skills. To lead the group, you have to be a role model at times. Sometimes you have to set an example. You have to show it to others. How is it done? And it shows the leadership also. Like you can, if not, it will look like a bossy nature where you just instruct and you yourself don't know how to do it at all. Okay, so to lead others, you have to be a good role model. You have to set example at times. Okay, managing and leadership might be different. How you manage, sometimes it works. Maybe management also works better. Okay, both have advantages and disadvantages. But leadership, it's a trend that leadership like really works out well, where you set an example itself. So that's why also training is also required. You have training for even leadership skills also. Okay, that's a different case. Okay, but here, just by getting a training theoretical of leadership, and you cannot show any role model as an example also, then others have no idea what to follow, what to do. Like some of you, sometimes you exactly try to put some of the things that you see from the teachers, isn't it? So you can see same way you are going to do from a leader as well at times. Right now you're a student and you trust the teacher, that's why you have been doing also. Okay, so that's why we need training. Anything that you think like like any confusion in this importance of training? Okay, what are the various type of training? What are they will be coming through them slowly afterwards also. So this is it about lesson 2. We become little late now. Let's go to, please go to page number 27, because I just want to make sure both of us, both the sections are in at the same time. And
Nice.
don't worry, we will not be finishing other lesson. We will just be tuning in or just getting engaged with that topic only. Okay, so go to page number 27, just an introduction only. Okay, please turn the camera on. Sadiman, camera is on, fine. Okay, Sadiman, I thought you had paused only. I thought you had paused. Okay, and then okay, so our next unit is employment, training, and education. So other section is going to start this topic immediately tomorrow, because this is their second period in this week, and their second period is tomorrow. Means we had that much left only. Okay, and so we just try to finish that and go to the next one. So second unit, as usual, like in grade 6, we have employment, training, and education. And in grade 6, when you studied employment, training, and education, I think you remember we talked about employment first. There are topics in employment, education, and training in unit 2. First one, we talked about the employment. Second one, we talked about occupation, training, institution, and programs, sources of local employment information. And now there's a difference within this employment, training, and education. We have different topics there. Okay, but the unit name is same. Means all these lessons within that unit is going to explain the main unit.
Sir, what is the
Page number 27. So we are just trying to understand how the book is written. Okay, so most of the things were how they are written also we need to also understand rather than getting totally lost. Okay, you don't, it looks like everything is taught from outside. And
Sir,
yes,
will this topic come in examination?
yeah, based on how much we have a teaching days, it will be coming. Okay, once review week starts, then revision starts, then there itself it will stop. Okay, employment, training and education. So regional and national employment is one of the unit, one of the lesson within that. It's talking about the employment.
So may I go to washroom?
It's almost like time up. Just wait for 5 or 7 minutes.
So please.
Yeah, go quickly and come. Okay, so regional and national employment, and second one is general and vocational training. That's what we told. We'll talk about the different trainings afterwards, right? So you already know it also from grade 6, based on some occupational training and what are they, right? And another is technical education and vocational training, and finally institutions involved in technical education and vocational training. So moreover in grade 7, uh, please turn on the camera. Adyan, I cannot see Razveer or Kagrima, Niharika, Ayan, Christine.
Sir, my camera does not work.
Sir, mine also. My
Okay.
camera does not work.
Okay. So now next one here. Next thing about this unit. Under this unit, we'll be studying all these different lessons. Especially, I told technical education and vocational training. Okay. So based on that, our main on that more the whole unit will be covered. But at first, we just need to know what is regional and national employment, which we have almost studied in grade 6 also. So in grade 6, we studied in types of employment on the basis of place. On the basis of place, we studied like local employment, national employment, and international employment, right? So it's the same thing and similar thing. So we really want to know our prior knowledge. Based on that, we just want to make sure it is easy thing and it's a repeated thing, and just make a little difference, whatever is the difference over there. So with that connection, we'll start our lesson 1. Please go to page number 28 now. So regional and national employment. So that's the topic over there, regional and national employment. So before we begin, we have to know what is employment. Let's have some brainstorming session based on your prior knowledge itself.
So what did you ask?
What is employment? It's the same thing that you know in grade 6, okay? It's a similar thing. We can go very quickly. We don't have to take so much time now. Grade 6, you remember we had started itself with the concept of employment there. That was the topic. Like, what do we mean by employment? It's the same thing here. We don't have to take so much time. So what is employment? Can someone tell me?
So may I say?
Yes, Purani.
So like it's a state of being prepared for a particular occupation or job.
Okay. Yes, very good. Adyan?
Employment is an activity which you get paid for. It is done for earning a livelihood.
Okay, yeah, very good. So that's what we did it exactly in grade 6 also, and same thing is again kept in grade 7. So we don't want to take so much time in this thing called what is employment, or the concept of employment. And you know the concept of employment is itself with the like the importance of employment is itself like the importance of occupation. And we did study about importance of occupation to different things earlier as well. Okay, like we studied in grade 7 also, and in lesson 2 also, we again know what is occupation and why do we need to do occupation. It's all for livelihood activity to earn so that we can fulfill the necessities of our life itself, and it raises the standard of living of people. When people have money, then they can offer for all their quality of life, right? Whatever they need in their life, they can start offering because they have employment or occupation. So that's the importance. And finally, same thing. Okay, it's the same thing of grade 6. Now classification, how is it classified? On the basis of place, it was classified on the
Regional and national.
local, national, and international when we did in grade 6. Now same thing is here. It's based on the region of coverage now. Okay, different ways of classification in different ways. Now this one classification of employment is done on the is based on the region of coverage, and that is regional and national. So what's the difference between regional and national now? That's what we have to compare and contrast and understand now. How are they different? How are they similar? So this has a connection with itself, like we did on the basis of place. In local, it was just the local area. In national, it was the whole nation. And international, when it involved in many, when it covered more than one country, that was international employment. Here we are just talking about regional and national. If you see that in regional employment, it's just for a particular region or locality, like local employment or regional employment. Okay, like same thing in grade 6. It's a similar thing. Are you clear? We're just trying to connect and understand them. That's why it's just like a repetition.
Yes, sir.
Right? That's why we are not doing presentation to everything for all this topic which you have already done in grade 6. A quick like recall itself. Okay, so that's like in case of Ilam, the same example. You can see those jobs in Ilam were given to the people of those local areas. So that is local employment or regional employment. Like same in other places in apple farming or anything like in Mustang, Manang, that also like they create employment for the people of that area mainly. So that is regional employment, or more or less you can say local employment. So so you remember this thing in grade 6. And next one is national, same thing. Okay, it's same thing. That's why we're not taking so much time in this topic. In national, it's just a repetition because we our other topics will have some connection. And national employment, for national employment, it's like you have public service. Like in public service, people can work. They'll be working all the way from, like, let's say Ilam, Japa, all the way in the east, right, to all the way in the west, or even Himalayan to Tara, anywhere they can be working. That's national employment. You can see the government job, people working itself in non-gazetted and gazetted. We had like Khardar, Naib Subba, to any different positions, to different sectors in agriculture based on government job, public service, like hospital. You can see they're working in different parts of the country. That is national employment. Isn't this the same thing that we did in grade 6?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Sir,
that's
and even in if we are working in a bank, there are also certain branches.
yeah, they have also certain branches. Not all the banks have branches throughout the whole country, right? A grade, yes, generally A grade banks, they are supposed to have it. Others say they will not have it, right? So yes, when they provide it more or less to the whole nation, it is national employment itself. Okay, when it is provided throughout the whole country in terms of health, education, transportation, you can say them that that is a national employment, although it might not be public service. Okay, is that clear about this topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So this was the thing which we did in grade 6. Now the remaining lessons you have not done them directly. Okay? You have done them, but this one is directly, it's based on grade 6 lesson. Okay. So based on that also you'll get questions 1, 2, and 3. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Just for your review, just to do your comprehension passes, so that your English is itself, like your reading skills also improve. Although the concept is already given. Is that clear? I know you could just comprehend it without even teacher explaining, but I just gave the concept.
So we have to do it in copy or in Google now?
No, all in copy.
Okay, sir.
Because we want to use our technology mainly for the research and mainly exploring when it has to involve reports. Okay?
Which questions?
Okay, thank you so much. We don't want to go even 1 minute next. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so